Okay, so the one thing that I do is I go to school every day. Well, apart from the weekends, of course, no one goes on to school in weekends. And when I go to school, I have this fear, this desirable, not desire, this undesirable fear that someone will check my notes. Yes, that is my undesirable fear. So why is that such a fear? Because most of the time, I, a lenient person, won't do any notes, won't write any notes. I just don't. I don't know. I don't like writing notes because notes on one half are quite literally the copy of textbook. Yes, that if I were to explain what notes are to let's say 5-year old, I will say that same thing. It's just textbook texts copied into a notebook that is called as a classwork. And then you have to maintain that classwork. You have to keep it clean with great handwriting. I mean, look, first itself, you're making me stressed out by making me write notes and keeping a deadline for it. I mean, why? I should be able to write notes whenever I want, shouldn't I? Even better, I should be able to write points in a points book. That is quite literally the greatest thing anyone has ever thought of. I think like this because I guess I'm the nephew of Albert Einstein. You know, now these classworks or notes are the worst in schooling system. Of course, I do. I as I have not reached college or universities, I cannot speak for them. Nor did anyone that I have seen or is my friend who is at that point. So I can't speak on that. I literally can't. Now, the worst notes to write are the history notes. Again, they are quite literally the same copy of from the textbook. I don't like writing history notes because see, my the average lines for an answer is 8. That's the average. And the number of questions in any of the chapters, the average is 25. Not, yeah, 25. So you can imagine the average number of lines that have to be left for an answer is 8. The highest I've ever reached is about 26 lines. And that too writing in such small and cramped spaces and leaving some few words along the way. That's how many 26. I first itself hate history. I mean, why should we learn about the past when future is in front of us? Many people have quoted that, relieve the past, don't let it affect your future or present. Then why are we again, going back to past? Why? I also hate writing English notes. Now, English notes, unlike history notes, aren't literal, copy from the textbook. Well, they are, but with a few minor tweaks here and there, and some detailed descriptions and explanations. But they are still too lengthy to write. I mean, why should I be writing these lengthy answers? And there are just so many answers that are repeated. The maximum number of questions that should be written in an English chapter should be about just 6. Yes, 6. But the teachers make us write 13, 15, 16, 18. Why? I mean, most of those questions are just repeated or are a grammar. Why should we write those again? I mean, I know grammar. I speak well. If you're new here, I am the William Shakespeare of English. I speak English wonderfully. I'm giving a thumbs up to the camera right now. Imagine that. The least non-favorite notes that I like to write are mathematics. I hate the subject. I like writing the notes of it. I don't know how that balances out. Or it doesn't. I don't know. Now why I love writing these writing notes for mathematics is because number one, you gain practice. You know, for the topic that you're learning in the syllabus, you gain some knowledge about the topic, and even if you don't revise it for a while, you can still recollect it just by doing some simple practice questions, can't you? Now you gain little knowledge, you gain little practice and knowledge, and the third thing is that you gain to do trigonometry. You know, yeah, that's gonna help me in my life. Yes. If I were to rank all of these on a tier list, I will probably do F tier, all the subjects, then G tier, not G, Z tier, history goes there. History literally goes there. And on C tier, maths. A, B, S, no one. Nothing compares. It's just not enjoyable to write any notes. I mean, I shouldn't be stressing out when I'm in a vacation. I mean, if I'm sick or on a vacation, I shouldn't be stressing out about those writing notes, shouldn't I? I went on a holiday to relax. I don't want notes to be behind my back and always scaring me or giving me anxiety or panic attacks. No, not panic attacks, because not panic attacks. Okay, so yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed my rant on why I hate notes. Yeah, this was just for the school education or school system. I don't know about the college or university system, so I couldn't speak about them. Yeah, like, subscribe, and okay, bye bye.